Hi, this is Bethany, founder of Numinous, the organization that sponsors the Albany Peace Project. And today I'm here with Reverend Crystal Muldrow, who is the Reverend here at Unity Church. And Reverend Muldrow, I wanted to interview you because I know that you hold 3 ordinations. One from Unity, which is referred to as Practical Christianity.
That's correct.
And then 2 Buddhist orientations,
Zen
right?
Buddhism, yeah. Vietnamese lineage and a Korean lineage.
Oh wow. Okay. So let's talk about how one person can embody interfaith. It doesn't necessarily have to be that interfaith is 2 different religions, but one person kind of embracing multiple.
Well, and also I have an interest in just world religions, and I think I'm pretty sure the reason why I became a Unity minister was because I loved how the co-founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, believed truly in Christianity and the story of Jesus as the go-to, the example as to how we could also be who we are meant to be, which is the Christ. And so Jesus is that story, Jesus is that example. And yet they went to a number of other religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, to name a few. And they saw the similarities, the commonality in all the religions, including Christianity, and merged those together into one philosophy, which is unity. And so unity there for a while really wasn't even a religion. It only became that denomination, honestly, for tax purposes. But the Fillmores really, all they wanted to do was to educate via prayer, via talks that they did, and via magazines, publishing, to take back to their religions, their Christian background, and to deepen it. And so they just took these similarities to say, see, this will help you to nourish your own spiritual, deepen your own spiritual longings and your own spiritual journey.
Right. So that kind of goes along with your own journey, right? Because you started as a Unity minister.
Actually, June 8th will be my 10th year anniversary.
Ah, okay. And then after that, you told me you were talking about how you want to deepen your process a little bit, and so that's why you started to pursue Buddhism, so that it wasn't so much of just about kind of teaching, but more kind of sitting and learning through process of being with. That
is true. And as you said that back to me, it was definitely, I've always been interested in Buddhism. And Buddhism, as I just said, as it's a foundation of unity, has been an interest to me. And I did want to deepen my spiritual journey. It just happened, though, that as I was looking to deepen my spiritual journey, my teacher appeared, who is a Buddhist monk. And so I kind of came into Buddhism kind of from the back door. And that I started actually in Buddhist martial arts.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, we would talk, and we'd talk about the similarities of Zen Buddhism and unity, and those that where it diverges, where it separates. And I did this for quite a while with him.
Wow.
And then he brought to me and said, "I'd like for you to do your 5 precepts."
Wow.
And it was then that I really had to get with, do I really want to be Buddhist? And I really went into prayer and thought and chants. And it was like, yeah.
Wow.
And at that time, to do 5 and or 10 would be a novice monk. And so I really, I was asked to do 5. Something within me said to do 10.
Wow.
To make a long story short, my teacher said, you're supposed to do 5 instead of 10. I was like,
well,
I guess I'll go back to 5 years later.
Overachiever.
But because of my unity background and my conversations and that I got it. I was already living it.
Right.
His teacher said, "Yeah, I'll let her do it." So then I became a novice monk, and
nice.
I delved in more.
Nice.
And yes, then from there I found that it was the process I was looking for, because as it can be a religion. I think any organized community, spiritual community, can be deemed a religion, according to Webster. And yet it's more of a process. It was a process for me deepening and to form my own liberation from Sanskrit word is dukkha, It's basically my own suffering.
Right.
How do I get out of my own way? How do I get out of my own suffering? And Zen Buddhism normally is thought to be that of just a sitting, which is what it means. It's the stillness, it's sitting. But it's more than that, and it's more than that.
Right.
It's about looking at the lies you tell yourself, the stories. Looking at the reasons why I am suffering, i.e., what I'm holding on to, what I'm desiring, wanting.
Right.
Holding on and wanting are the
Right.
second noble truth of why we suffer.
Right.
And so the process, both sitting and just going through the process with my teacher, was just looking deeper. What is this? So Buddhism actually is a process of what is this, looking into this, and how can I serve? What is this for my own liberation, and then how can I serve another person who is in need, both as far as social action, but is also in need also for their own liberation.
Right. Because it's this kind of way of looking at our own minds and how we're causing our own suffering. So when we learn how to get out of our own way and stop being kind of maybe so involved in our own story.
Correct, or our own narrative. Yeah.
Our own narrative.
That's the word
Or
of
now,
today.
and now what we do when we clear from that, when we liberate from that, then we are more open to be of more service from.
Yeah, because we stop fighting our own suffering and our own liberation. And we, as a Buddhist, I'm not there to necessarily tell someone how to stop, because if you tell someone, a common example is how do you explain the color red to a blind person?
Right.
And so take the person who is living in their narrative, living in their story, who isn't able to see fully, very clearly.
Right.
How do you tell them something? Well, you don't. You show them.
You show them.
So for someone who hasn't seen red yet,
Right. Point the way.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's what, as a Buddhist, then as a teacher, that's what I'm meant to do, is point the way to
Right.
liberation, but you do the work.
Right.
And so is unity. Unity is very much about looking within, and also coming out of your own suffering,
Yeah.
healing, being prosperous in your whole life.
Right.
And so actually Buddhism has helped because I think it's made me a stronger minister. Be more authentic minister,
Yeah.
because now I'm seeing my own stories and my own lives.
Right.
I call my own self to task, and I'm more authentic with other people.
Right.
And some people think authenticity means being harsh or something. No, it's just telling the truth. My mother used to always say, it isn't what you say, but how you say it.
Right.
And so it's not about what I say, it's how I say it, and from a heart.
Right.
A heart space of love.
It's so true.
That you can say most anything.
So true,
And
isn't
from
it?
that heart space of love, you pick your words in a way that is there to care and show the way.
Right. Well, gosh, thank you so much, Reverend, and I'm grateful the way that you were able to talk about how we can be interfaith, and it doesn't mean that we abandon something that we believe. It's just that we can integrate, right? We can take things, learn, and we're always learning and growing, and that's what this work does, right?
It does, and as you were saying that, there are a number of my brothers and sisters who are priests or other spiritual, because again, Buddhism is a process of liberation that you can take and help your own ministry and your own growth and spirituality.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for listening. You have service here at Unity at 9 and 11 on Sunday mornings?
9 and 11 until Memorial Day, and our summer hours are at 10 o'clock.
That's right.
We go to one service. And also we have a wonderful 6 p.m. service, which is completely different from our 9/11 or summer hour 10 hours, which is an interfaith type kirtan. So it's various spiritual songs from all interfaith paths. We could go Christian, we could go Hindu, we go everywhere. Same with the chants and readings. So it's really a beautiful service and a great way to start your week or end your week.
And the reason why it's so beautiful is because the commonality of all that is love.
Exactly.
And that's I know that I've been to those music and ceremonies, and they are just just exuding love, and it's very sweet.
Well, thank you.
So-
Thank you. That's what we're here for.
I know. That's it's so nice to know we can always come here. So thank you all so much for listening, and hopefully we'll stay in the loop, and we'll see you tomorrow then. Thank you.
Goodbye.